Smithfield Foods closes down 35 hog farmers permanently and lays off 92 employees by October 8th, 2023. Let's discuss. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another Coffee Rant with Dano. Today, we are drinking the Costa coffee. You have to hit pause on this video to get your coffee ready or your favorite drink. Go ahead and do so now. This will be a lengthy discussion. Okay, let's get into it here. I will be reading some from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Okay, this is new news here to show how much all of you know me. There were people sending me emails, got a couple comments on how this had just happened. People were wanting me to discuss it, and at that time I was already putting together a little speech that I wanted to talk about this. This comes just a few days after Tyson Foods has just shut down or is shutting down 4 different plants in Missouri, Indiana, and Arkansas. So this is just a couple days after that. So it's another blow to the food industry here. So Smithfield Foods, the world's biggest pork processor, is permanently closing 35 hog farm sites in Missouri and laying off 92 employees in October. The date for that is October 8th. According to a Missouri Worker Adjustment and Retraining Notification Act notice. Okay, so first of all, we have another blow to the food line here. Okay, and I don't know if the 92 employees is talking about the farmers who are producing and slaughtering and sending the meat to Smithfield. I hope you can find new work. I'm sure you probably can. I hope so. I feel like it's just happening one after another here, guys. Get ready, get prepared, make sure you're stocking up on things. It's just ridiculous. Every day we've got new news on things happening around the food industry, price increases. We have more rounds of price increases coming. We have food shortages on the horizon. We have rice that is supposed to be skyrocketing in price. We're going to get into that a little later, maybe in a different video here, because I have a lot that I want to talk about this right here, because this is frustrating. So if you don't know, China had bought out Smithfield Foods for $4.72 million back in 2013. Now, I have yet to find anything or any relation between the two. I know that this is hurting American farmers. And we'll just have to see as more information comes out. But I wanted to bring this to your attention so that we can prepare a little early for this. It most certainly will be another reason for prices to go up. Pork has been relatively low in the grocery stores. If you notice, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe down below. We do these videos every day to help keep you in the know. We travel to the grocery stores to show you in real time what prices are and stuff like that. We travel to multiple different stores. And the one thing I can tell you is that pork has been relatively low in price. It hasn't been, regular prices are getting up there, but we're always finding it on sale because I think because of the prices, people are becoming less and less wanting to buy pork at the store. We never, out of the 32,000 subscribers that we have, we never get a lot of comments on pork unless it's like bacon sales and stuff like that, which we can always find sales on bacon. But where this affects all of us is, so the Murphy Brown LLC, a division of Smithfield Foods, and this is coming from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, Smithfield Foods is reducing its hog farming operations, end quote, across the state and, quote, must reduce its workforce accordingly. Of course. The company said in the notice, which affects salaried and hourly workers. So these are most likely, this is where it was a little confusing, is this the farmers or is this the plant that you have in Missouri? This is coming from the plant. So 92 people will be laid off. I'm sure that they probably already know and hopefully are already looking for a job. And our thoughts and prayers go out to you. They really do. It's so frustrating of all these different layoffs going on in a time where people, it's just really tough. And now you have 35 farmers that are going to be I don't know. Hopefully, and it doesn't say this, and I tried to do a little bit of research. Doesn't say whether they deal with any other company. They may not be allowed to deal with any other company until now, this event, because they're going to have to. They gotta make ends meet too. They go on to say the U.S. meat industry has struggled with declining profits and reduced demand from consumers squeezed by inflation and higher interest rates, which we just went over. Amid spiraling feed and labor costs, meat companies have struggled to predict demand for their products. Well, from judging around here, yeah, it's easy to predict that not much pork is being sold. I'm seeing hamburger and steaks fly off the shelves even at ridiculously high prices, yet we're seeing stacks and stacks of ribs and all kinds of other pork products. Just not seeing, and that goes for bacon too. Not seeing a lot of people buy bacon lately, or at least they're able to just keep it in. So there's a lot more problems here than I think most people realize. We're seeing things constantly fall. We're not seeing anything being created, right? We're supposed to start building back, right? Sorry, I had nothing better to say there. But all I'm seeing is a constant decline. And here, let me say this too. I'm not trying to scare you or get you to panic buy. Go out and smart buy. Be a smart shopper. We have a saying on this channel for everyone that shops smart, and it's like, don't overspend for things. Sometimes you may have to, or if that's what you like, no judgment here. But for these things going on, things are going to happen. Things are starting to spiral a little bit out of control. Okay, so we need to be a little bit more prepared in these kind of situations. I can only assume by a couple of these with India's export rice ban, okay, which is now causing prices to surge and it flying off the shelves. We've seen more videos on YouTube and more things, with prices going up, people making runs on rice, panic buying on rice. And the thing is we don't see that with things like meat yet. But I have a feeling meat is going to start to skyrocket with all of the cattle that had to have been slaughtered last year, and not seeing the kind of... We've gotten a few comments from people who I did a Costco video the other day. Plenty of meat at our Costco. But I was surprised that a few of our viewers, one even sent me an email saying that there was like no hamburger at their Costco's. Three different Costco's. And I'm thinking that's a trend. If it's one Costco, that's one thing. But whenever I get a few comments on something, it's something to pay attention to. Also, anything that you see any shortages of in your store, anything at all, whether it's pasta, anything that has to do with rice, meat, anything, let us know down in the comments and just abbreviate your city and state. Don't give any personal information, please. Don't give us your address or street or anything like that. Don't ever put that on social media. I've had some people do that, and I've actually taken your comments down because you don't want that. You don't want that. I've emailed you so you know who I'm talking to here. But at the same time, yeah, if you can abbreviate your city and state, you're helping a lot of people on our channel who know where to go or where not to go in the comment that you're leaving. But anyway, we'll go on to just another couple minutes here of a couple things I just wanted to touch on. So the notice to the state's Department of Higher Education and Workforce Development, dated August 2nd, identified 35 hog farm operation sites. They include 13 sites in Newtown, 12 in Lucerne, and 10 in Princeton. So this is going to affect a lot more people than I think they're letting off to be here. Okay, I know my words are a little out here. I'm kind of just throwing this all together because I have things that I want to talk about toward the end of this video that are kind of disturbing. So, I understand that this can sound a little doom and gloomish, but I really need to get this information out to everybody because I feel like we're hitting a certain level of events where things are kind of spiraling out of control. I mean, they kind of even... I feel like a lot of these people are even kind of mentioning certain words, like key words, to let you know, like, this is worse than we're really letting off. And we see that a lot. They go on to say the layoffs are, quote, specific to our Missouri hog production operations, a Smithfield spokesperson said on Monday. The layoffs are slated for October 8th. We knew that. According to the notice, which said all affected employees have been offered the opportunity to relocate to another company facility if a position is available, which it's probably not, that does not displace other employees. So chances of that happening is not good. Okay. It goes on to say Smithfield is owned by Hong Kong WH Group, which we know that neither Smithfield nor the WARN data identified which specific facilities are impacted in Lucerne, Princeton, or Newtown. Smithfield has sow farms located in northern and northwest Missouri. News of the Smithfield layoffs came as Tyson Foods said on Monday it was shutting down 4 chicken plants in Arkansas, Indiana, and Missouri to cut costs, a blow to small town communities in the U.S. heartland that depend on the meat packer for nearly 3,000 jobs. Well, you can add 3,092 to the list of things that have happened in the last week. However, I feel like the 92 jobs that are being lost at this place, I feel like there's a lot of stuff we don't know here. I feel like Tyson came out and gave all the numbers, and numbers can be fudged. Numbers can kind of get tossed around. They're not giving a really good number here, and 35 hog farms that are going to be toast that they're not working with anymore. So hopefully these farmers can reach out to other companies. I'm hoping they can. It doesn't say that they can, but that doesn't mean that they can't. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm hoping that's the way it goes, but we know that some of the things like Tyson and these companies, they're offered to relocate and all that, but they're already short. All of these plants, part of the reason they're closing is to save money. And the people who are working their jobs in some of these other plants by Tyson all around the country, they're not going to have any positions open. That's why they didn't say that. They're not going to come out and say, oh, we have positions open everywhere. If that was the case, that's what I'm saying. That is what they would say. Oh, no, we're taking care of them. They have a place here they can go. They have a place here they can go. They did not say any of that. So when that stuff isn't said, if I'm an employee, if I worked for you, I don't want to leave my home. I'm either going to have to find something else or move my family. And I guess it depends really on what the incentives are and how much they're going to pay you. It's probably not going to be anything more than what you're making now. I mean, I don't know for sure, but that's usually the case, right? Oh, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I feel like every day something else is happening. I will have a video out tomorrow morning where we are going to be going over a lot of different things going on. I was going to cover it in today's video, but I didn't want this video to be too long. Plus, I'm taking a break from the stores today. I will be visiting Kroger Marketplace here in a couple days, which that video will be out on Saturday. We're going to cover a lot of things we missed, and we are traveling around to look at some things at a different Kroger to see if some of the same things that are going on in other Krogers around the country are happening there, because we've been seeing some issues, which I will leave it at that. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that bell notification to make sure that you are up to date on everything going on here, because, guys, it's getting crazy. It really is. I thought when I started doing this a few years ago that we were at the craziness level and things were going to start getting better, but I think we've reached that peak. Well, no, not the peak. I think we've reached that point where it's like we've been through it. We've been through this for the last couple years. We know prices aren't coming down. Don't believe anything they say. Whether inflation goes to 0, I don't feel like it's going to really affect the food prices. I am in and out of the stores every day. I am your boots on the ground, Dano, checking everything to make sure that we can save you as much money as possible every day. If you're new to the channel, ask anybody on the channel. We have a great YouTube family here where we have been helping each other out for years, and we have been saving each other probably thousands of dollars over the last couple years. But let me just go on to finish here. Now, see, it's funny because they give Tyson's numbers here, but don't give their own. Okay? So there's something with that, too. They go on to say, Tyson also said that the average prices of its pork fell by 16.4%. So are they going by Tyson? I don't know. I don't see a lot of people that buy Smithfield products in the stores. I know a lot of people, some people are against it. I don't judge on this channel at all. You can love Smithfield. You could hate it. I don't know. You guys know that I love my black label Hormel bacon, Hormel black label bacon. That is my favorite. I like Wright bacon too. That's pretty good. But anyway, they go on to say their pork has fell by 16.4% in the quarter that ended on July 1st, while pork sales volumes dropped 1.8%. Well, their percent is going to go up knowing that they're not spending a bunch of money. And some people were saying that this was a business move. Absolutely. It is a business move. The sad thing about it is that your business move could cripple these small towns. And some people left some pretty hateful comments. Let's not be hateful in the comments, guys. People are losing their lives over this. I know that they're in small towns and that, that ain't nothing they can do. Their town might have been built on some of these companies. We've seen it happen with a lot of companies over the years. We've seen it happen with GE in Cincinnati when they moved. They moved out of a very poor town and moved up north here, and it devastated a town, which seems like they're finally just now starting to get back on their legs, on their my brain is so scattered with all this stuff because I feel so bad for all the people that this is affecting. We're already having so much trouble on the farms. We're having farmers that can't afford the feed anymore. What's going to happen when all of this goes away and we have no farmers left? Now, we already know that they're trying to stop a lot of farm production. They're trying to stop farmers, guys. They're trying to stop all our farmers from being able to do what they do and to give us money for a very reasonable price. Right? If they have to pay for it, we have to pay for it. I understand it from the farmer's point of view. They have to make money too. But we don't want them going away. We don't want this disappearing. We don't want, I'm just telling you right now, I'm not going to be one of these guinea pigs for the fake meat stuff. I don't care. I've looked into the whole fake meat thing. There's been some people that wanted me to discuss it. I have no desire to ever try it. I don't care if it's the healthiest thing for you on the planet. There's not enough information. They're saying things that are simply not true. Energy efficiency and stuff like that. No, I don't think so. There's just for ways of the world that have worked for thousands of years. We've been eating the same way for thousands and thousands of years. And now all of a sudden we've hit over 2020 and above. And oh no, there's better ways to do it. There's new ways we can do it. Is it safe? Because this has been proven for thousands and thousands of years. Most of you don't know, but Cincinnati has always been considered porkopolis, right? I mean, during the wars, we were supplying a lot of people with pork. And I know Smithfield is the largest pork processor in the world. But Cincinnati has had a lot of different pork processing plants that has supplied all of America throughout the war. A lot of people don't even know what Geta is. Do you know what Geta is? I don't even know if it ever really left Cincinnati. I think after World War II, people just said, forget it. A lot of people aren't a fan. I love Geta. Geta is, it's like a mix of oats and sausage. And the reason why Geta came out is because during the Great Depression and a little before, people were so poor. Does this kind of sound familiar? Does this sound like history repeating itself? Watch Geta make a comeback, guys. Now Geta's gotten really expensive, and they say the reason for that is because what goes into the Geta, oats have gotten really expensive. Pork for the mix has gotten really expensive. These things just have a trickle effect. But Geta really does go a long way. And it's like a pork sausage mixed with oats that they were able to spread out. The oats made it a huge filler, And it just kind of lasted over the years. But the whole meaning, the whole reason why Geta came around was that so they could spread the pork out to be able to feed the masses because it was that tight, right? And I hate to see things like 35 pig farmers shutting down. Come to Cincinnati. Come to Cincinnati, guys. We've got, like I said, we got John Morrell. They're right up the road. We've got a couple more. I can't. Is this Hormel in Cincinnati? I don't know. There's so many of them. But yeah, I mean, there's just so many different outlets for pig farmers and stuff in Ohio. Maybe consider moving to Ohio. Cincinnati's great. I love Cincinnati. It might not be the area where you would be able to have a pig farm, but north of here, there's nothing but land. Nothing but land. Like I've said in other videos, you get north of Cincinnati, it's nothing but corn and land, and then you get to Columbus, and then after that, all the way to Cleveland. Nothing but corn and more land. So we need to pause here for a second. Got my America mug out today. Yeah, and as far as like the China-owned Smithfield and stuff, I don't know too much. You know, a lot of things seem like they're really kept quiet on a lot of this stuff. You know, where does all the money go? I don't really know. I mean, is it being fed back into the American system? I'm sure a lot of it is being fed into what China has put into the company. I don't really know. There's no real answers. Excuse me. So if you do know, or if you have any idea, let me know down in the comments. Never really done much of a study on that. But I do know that a lot of American farmers are involved with Smithfield and a lot of people who make their living, and that's what I care about. But it is important that we do know, you know, has this been in the making for a long time? A lot of people were saying that the Tyson company, this was known that this was going to happen. The thing with the truckers, the yellow freight company, you know, people were saying they knew this was going to happen, right? And it's like, well, you know, if we knew this was going to happen, why is nothing being done to make it right or to figure it out? And I'm not saying that Smithfield is part of this. This could have been a long time coming. It could have been. I don't really know. Most outlets of everything only give you the, oh, this happened, you know, and then you try to look it up. You try to find out yourself, and there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing, and it's frustrating to the point to where it's like you don't even want to look it up anymore. You just try to figure out what you can do to make that better. And that's what I'm saying. If any of the pig farmers out there are listening to this, check with a lot of our pig farmers in Cincinnati. I'm sure that there is, I'm sure there can be business. You know, we just have to stick with it. We have to fight. There it is right there. Never give up the fight, guys. Never give up the fight. And that is what it's going to take. We're going to have to stay vigilant. We're going to have to make sure that we're prepared. Keep prepping. Make sure you stock up on the sales as you see them. Guys, I don't know. I don't know. I only hope that in the future that we start answering some of these problems instead of just creating new ones or getting rid of them. You know, it's like in these stories that we hear, let's hear the good stories as well. You know, we've heard this now. Hopefully something can be done. Those employees will find new jobs. Those farmers will find new people to raise their pig farms and stuff like that. But I'll tell you what, when everything is just happening so fast. And to be fair, things have happened like this for years and years. We all have social media now. We all have cameras. We all have a way of translating things to each other or transmitting things to each other a lot faster these days. I mean, and that's a great thing. That's a great thing. We're able to stay on top of it. So, you know, we get the news out there. We let every little thing, you know, somebody could be sitting at their home right now thinking about how they're going to be able to do this, how they're going to be able to work. And then they turn on a YouTube video. Hey, this guy mentioned the Cincinnati. I'm going to call my buddy from John Morrell, see if they want to work out a deal. I hope that works out. You know, I hope that through social media and YouTube and all these other outlets that people are able to find answers as to where maybe you would just be, you know, if you're sitting on your couch and you're just listening to the idiot box in there and they're just saying, oh, the world's coming to an end. No, but, you know, they're not saying, well, try this. or try this. They're just throwing it out there like it's the end of the world. And for some people, they could feel that way. I know if I just lost my job, I'd feel pretty crappy. I mean, and I would be working to find the next thing that I could do. And, some could say that's life and it sucks, and it's just, and I don't want to make it like this is something that is easy to get over, because it's not. It's not. Believe me, my thoughts and prayers, my heart goes out to everybody affected, all the truck drivers, everybody involved with the Tyson company, everybody involved with the Smithfield company. It's a very sad situation. We need to be there for our neighbors. We need to be there for our family. We need to be there for our friends. If times get real bad, and I mean overly bad, like if things start happening, in the country that are just disrupting everybody's like happiness, well, then we need to start moving toward getting things better in the country. We need to make sure that we are doing things to keep it's like, I don't want to give up my bacon. I don't want to give up sausage and steaks. And, you might, I don't know. Like I said, I don't judge, but don't judge me. I like hamburger. I like chicken. I like real chicken. I like real steaks. That's me. That's me. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for letting me rant today. I know it was a bit long here. We will have another rant for you in the morning on a more serious subject. I'm not saying that this isn't serious, okay? But we have some things going on that we need to make sure that we are super prepared for, because, guys, it's starting to look ugly again in the grocery stores, and we definitely have to discuss this. But, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a like, comment down below, let us know what you think of this. Everybody have a great night.